Okay, so today we're going to talk about the forums and how they work and why you should use them as a student. So basically, when you go to the main page of Moodle, it looks like this. And here we have all the different activities. All of the forums for discussions are located here. Many of these topics are related to your portfolio tasks. However, some may be related to the lecture tasks as well. So I'm going to go back to the forum. So here's an example topic. It's called Aging Populations. And what the topic that you must discuss is, for example, older people contribute more to society than younger people. Discuss. So, we have to think about this as a question. First of all, do you agree with this? Do you disagree? If you agree, why do you agree? If you disagree, why do you disagree? What are your reasons for agreeing? What are your reasons for disagreeing? You should be able to provide evidence and details that support whichever side you choose. If you choose to stay in the middle, you should still explain perhaps why you cannot agree with this statement or why you might agree with this statement in some ways. So let's look at some discussions. Each week your teacher will set the task for you, and all you have to do is respond. So let's look at, for example, this teacher, Celia Antonino. Okay, so here she's greeted her class, she's thanked the class for taking part in the discussion, and she gives a topic. She also asks, do you agree or disagree? Give reasons, and remember that you need to check your grammar before posting. Now, when you first make a post, in the first, maybe week 1 and week 2, you don't have to worry about grammar so much. But you should try to help yourself, try to recognize what your weaknesses are in your writing. Because when you participate in the discussion forums online, this will ultimately help you in your written portfolios. But again, you must think about what you write and how you write it. You must also remember that you're writing to your teacher and to other students. So your language should be not informal, but perhaps neutral or slightly more formal. Okay, so here's one student. They disagree with this idea. They believe that older people have more experience and they have contributed a lot to society. Okay, that's a good reason, but what does this mean, they have more experience? We want to know what kind of experience they have. Also, they have contributed to society a lot. What does a lot mean? A lot has no meaning. You need to actually give details of what you mean when you say a lot. Okay, here's a student's response to the first student. I think your example is very well. Okay, they think that their example is a very good example. Young people have more innovate than other people. Now here's a small little error. What they mean is young people perhaps innovate more than older people. But again, what does that mean, young people innovate more? You need to give details. How do they innovate more? When do they innovate more? In which situation do they perhaps innovate more? Okay? Here again, the teacher has responded, and then the student, the first student who posted, Bang Chen, has also responded. But again, younger people can give more idea to make our world a better place to live. Again, this student can give more details. So let's scroll down. Here again is Xidin Zhang's response, and they give a little bit more details. They disagree. They believe that younger people can see things clearly, a little bit more clearly perhaps, than older people, and they give a little bit more details. Okay? This is what we want to see. Okay? And as a student, you should also comment upon each other's, because when you have an academic discussion is about sharing your ideas. You don't have to be right, you don't have to be wrong. A discussion is a discussion, and during a discussion of this type, there is no right or wrong answer. There may be an answer that looks right, there may be an answer that looks wrong, but ultimately there is no right or wrong answer. Okay? So again, these are just some other responses, and you should try and make your responses perhaps this long, at least a paragraph, because the more you put into it, the more you will get out of it. Here's another response, which is quite good. This person does not agree with this idea at all, and there are 3 examples that they use to explain why they disagree. Again, this I would say is a good answer because it gives lots of evidence and details to support what they're saying. And even the teacher has, well, commented and said, yes, you're exactly right, all these areas that you mentioned are perhaps areas where young people do better. So again, this is an example of a forum where you will be discussing a particular idea each week. You can also add photographs, you can also change the fonts if you like. Make sure the photographs are your own, or perhaps are Creative Commons photographs, so they should not be copyright. That way you don't break any rules or laws and that kind of thing. Okay? So, if you have any questions about the forum, please ask your teacher. Your teacher will be posting the forum each week, and you should take active part in it. Again, the more you put into it, the more you will get out of it. Thanks.